Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at The Walking Dead Surrounded, and this is going to be the Under Siege expansion for it. In this expansion, you're going to get 6 cards, new cards here, and you're going to get a rulebook here. And this is going to require the base game to play, which is The Walking Dead Surrounded. And on these 6 new locations, you get 6 new occupant cards for each, because it's double-sided here. The locations, some of them are going to have this explosives item on here. And this, we'll go over that in a second, but just know that it's good to surround these. And each of these, you're going to have 19 through 24 here, are going to have new scenarios that are going to go with it, which I'll show you in a second. But here's some of the locations. Here's the next one. This is the market. Plus 1 point if there is at least one surviving human with an ability here. So you're going to look for that. This card here has a double walker, so that's bad. Mercenaries do not work here. Oh my. Oh, you also have mercenaries in this game. I'll show you in a minute here. And this is going to be another location with an explosive on it. This one's going to be a location that comes with a leader already. And abilities do not work here. And this one here, you're going to have a survivor here and it has explosives. This is a factory. Any human on the left edge, which you can see by this red line right here, becomes a walker. So that's this. And then here's going to be your occupant sides of here. This one is going to have 3 walkers on it and a swap ability. This one has 2 walkers, a swap ability, and a mercenary. We'll go over those in a second. So you see this one has the new mercenary here, has a double walker. This one here, you're going to have a mercenary survivor and 2 walkers. Here's a bad one. You got a walker, a double walker, and 2 survivors. And here you're going to have 2 walkers, a survivor, and a survivor with a swap ability in it. Now in this book here, you're going to have new scenarios that you can go through, and you'll have 19 through 24. And again, as you saw in our base video here, you have to pull that location that's going to be your starting location, and you can pick between standard, hard, and expert. So for example, if we do the bombing run, you have to surround 2 locations that have explosive containers. Now that's surround, but not over. You can still be overrun in those, so that's important to note, because in the hard scenario, you have to surround 2 explosive locations, and those locations must not be overrun. In expert, surround 2 explosive locations, and each of those locations must have at least 1 remaining leader and at least 1 remaining survivor. So even harder. So you'll have these new scenarios they can go through. But in here, you're going to have different scoring in here, because what you're going to do for setup of the game is you're going to take these 6 cards and shuffle it into the existing 18 cards. Unless you're doing a scenario, then you have to pull out the appropriate location and then do that. But you, like I said, you have the new explosives in there, and so some of these locations have explosives. So what does the explosives do? If you surround a location with explosive container, you're going to score 1 point and gain the explosive. However, if you don't surround it, you're going to lose 1 point instead. So you want to try to surround these, or not have them out, or deal with them in some way. In addition to that, you can also have this new mercenary. You can see that's going to be from the 3 slashes here. That's going to indicate that it's a mercenary. So mercenaries are human occupants, but they do not count as leaders or survivors. What they do is, before resolving the battles at the location, so at the end when you're doing scoring, you have to resolve battles at each of the locations. If the mercenary is at the location, they will eliminate all walkers at the location and remain. They're not eliminated, which is very important. During scoring, gain 1 point per walker that was eliminated by the mercenary. So that's going to be what you're going to get with this expansion here. Notice that if you add the 6 in, your scoring is going to change again. I'll talk about that again. So now you have to get up to 31 and higher to really get like the good scoring in there. 0 to 20 is bad, 21 to 30 is okay, 31 up is going to be where you're going to look for. So a lot more replayability with The Walking Dead Surrounded. You got these new cards in here, and you don't have to use scenarios. So if you put these in, you can just play with them in the game as normal, and it'll add a lot of variability in that. But then you can also go through these 6 additional scenarios too if you want those new challenges. So that is what you're going to get with The Walking Dead Surrounded Under Siege. And for this expansion, if you have The Walking Dead Surrounded, I highly recommend, and you liked playing it, I highly recommend getting this expansion. This expansion doesn't add a whole lot of complexity to the game, but it does add 2 new elements to the game, and it adds a ton of replayability to the game. So I highly recommend picking up this expansion. It's really good if you like the base game. And that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching.